Rated J. Para sa Overseas Filipino, mula sa kapwa Overseas Filipino. What a beautiful Sunday morning, Singapore, and to our kababayans there in the Philippines and all over the world. Ako po si June and welcome to the most beautiful day of the universe. This is Top Picks 2023 and this is our fourth year na ng Top Picks and we have been doing this for 4 years nga prior to the actual pageant. And ngayon nga po ang ating ika-72 edisyon ng Miss Universe na gaganapin ang Grand Coronation in less than 30 minutes sa El Salvador. And as a tradition, magbibigay kami ng isang pre-pageant show kung saan ay nag-invite kami ng mga pageant enthusiasts and experts para bigyan tayo ng kani-kanilang mga prediksyon at kuro-kuro sa magaganap na Miss Universe in a while. Pero for more updates, please do like and share our social media platforms sa Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and X or formerly Twitter. Lahat po yan ay Rated J Official ang handle. Para naman po sa inyong mga katanungan, mag-email lamang po sa ratedjofficial@gmail.com. And without further ado, tatawagin na natin ating makakasama ngayong ang ating usapan. Makakasama natin si Uno Rodriguez mula po sa Thailand ngayon or Philippines. Tama ba ngayon? Nasaan ka ngayon, Uno?
I'm in Thailand right now.
Nasa Thailand pala ngayon si Uno. Uno is a pageant expert from Missology. Good morning sa'yo or magandang morning sa'yo, Uno.
Bonjour. Yes, good morning to everyone. I'm happy na finally kasama niyo ako dito with our fellow experts and of course with you.
Yes, all right. Makakasama rin natin sa Pilipinas naman si Makoy, isang pageant enthusiast and also from Goldian Training and Events. Tama bang pag-pronounce ko, Makoy? Makoy, naka-silent ka, naka-mute ka.
Hello everyone. Yes,
Good
tama.
morning, Makoy. Yan, naghahang si Makoy. Anyways, balikan natin si Makoy in a while. And last but definitely not the least, si Dr. Jean Segara Navera, isang pageant enthusiast dito rin sa Singapore. Good morning sa'yo, Jean.
Good morning, Singapore, and good morning, Universe.
Good morning. How are you guys? How are you today?
We're excited. I think we're excited to
Right.
witness.
Sige. Bago ang lahat ng ka-excitement na yan, pag-usapan muna natin kung ano yung mga top picks ninyo. Umpisahan natin muna kay Doc Jean. Doc Jean, ito ipapakita ko sa iyo yung mga top picks mo na pinili based on dun sa mga binigay mo sa akin. Alright? So, eto na. Doc Jean, sige, go ahead. Ikaw muna.
So I have 20 in my list. Of course, there are sentimental favorites there, but I think I agree with most of the enthusiasts and experts too that Nicaragua did very well in the preliminaries. Of course, we were not able to watch the interview, so not accounted for in this list is the interview. This could definitely change. I love Guatemala for some reason. Between the two mothers who are competing this year, I think she's very charismatic. I hope she succeeds. I would want a winner from a country who has not won in the past to conquer the Miss Universe crown. Of course, Thailand is dubbed as the woman to beat. I think she's in her A game. I like USA too. Of course, her Latina background, I think, would do well in a Latin American country
Sure.
as host
Mm.
for Miss Universe. And of course, there are other Latinas like Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Portugal is a trans woman, one of the two trans women participating in this year's pageant, and I think she did really well in the preliminary. South Africa is forced to contend with Mexico, another Latina, and of course Pakistan. I think she surprised us all during the
Right.
preliminaries with her resplendent evening gown designed by a Filipino designer, Fern Amato. And of course, you see the rest of the other possible contenders for the crown.
Right. So that's Venezuela, Germany, India, El Salvador, Brazil, Canada, Colombia, Namibia, Philippines, and Australia. All right. Sige. Next naman tayo, punta naman tayo kay Makoy. Sige, pakita natin kay Makoy ang kanyang mga pinili. Sige. Go ahead, Makoy. Sige, pakita muna natin yung screen ni Makoy.
Okay. Narinig mo na ako, no, June?
Yes, naririnig na kita. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Thank you. So for me, I actually chose 25 candidates, but last minute, I decided to post only 10 kasi
Mhm.
parang it's too much to really post 25 girls as your choices, no? But for me, aside from my top 10, as you can see dun sa screen, I also have the same thing as Doc Jean and almost all the pageant enthusiasts and pages, no? We chose Miss Nicaragua not only because of the fact that she's one of the most favorite, I guess, most favorite Latina candidates this year, but I guess based on the performance alone. And I think when she won her national pageant, Miss Nicaragua Universe, she already set the bar high for this year's candidates, no? I think everyone would agree na she's really the
She did.
one to beat, not only the Latina candidate to beat this year, but as a candidate as a whole to beat. And then I have Thailand there. Actually, even before Miss Universe, nakafocus na tayo kay Miss Thailand eh, no? Parang siya naman yung the Asian candidate to beat. Um, she's very strong. As we all know, she already had one major pageant title under her belt. So, isa rin siya sa tinitignan natin. Very, very prepared for this competition. South Africa, as I told many of my friends, sabi ko, huwag natin papasukin si South Africa sa top 5. Parang ang hirap niya kasing matalo eh when it comes to Q&A. Her communication skills is at par with other candidates. And then I have Puerto Rico and El Salvador. Actually, initially, hindi ko pinili si El Salvador sa top 5. I had her in my top 10. But then again, nag-grow siya sa akin after seeing all the, not only the preliminary competition, but also some of the videos. I've seen her speaking the English language, very good communication skills, and I think she's a very good host delegate this year. And I think makakapasok siya. May possibility that she will also make it to the top 5. Same thing with what Doc Jean mentioned, that Guatemala is also my favorite. I actually met her in her previous pageant, which I think everybody knows. She competed in Miss Grand International in 2013. She was young then, but she was one of the strongest candidates this year when it comes to the new rule of Miss Universe, which is mothers, married women, and trans. But although
Inclusivity.
I have Miss Portugal as my number 10, and then Honduras, sobrang na-amaze ako sa performance niya. She's one of the crowd favorite dun sa preliminaries. And Singapore, I love Singapore. She's also from Miss Supra team. I think Uno, me, and Pawi, and everyone from Mississology agrees that the Supra girls this year, like Thailand, Puerto Rico, and Singapore, are the strongest among all the girls who are competing in Miss Universe, who came from a another major pageant competition. And then I'm also looking at Namibia as the strongest black candidate this year.
Mm. Alright, sige. And thank you very much for that, Makoy. And si Uno naman tayo ngayon. Sadali, give me a second, ah. Si Uno naman,
Hi.
representing Mixology. Yan.
Yes,
Sige.
hello. Okay. So for us, Mississology, our number one is Miss Nicaragua. She did really a very great job during the prelims, swimsuit and evening gown. My sentimental favorite is Miss Thailand because I was with her um, in Poland as well during Supra. And I think we were watching the national competition in 2022, and I told her Thailand will never win their third crown because their third crown is you. And
Mm.
she was scared, and I was pushing her to join. And look at her now. I mean, for me, she's still the one to beat. Um, I think it's a risk na a winner of a pageant would join again. But I
Mm.
was thinking of Lara Duta before. She was Miss Intercon and then she bagged Miss Universe. So everything is possible. Plus, Thailand's last Miss Universe was in 1988.
Correct.
I think it's
Much
about
years
time for
ago.
them to win again. I also like Puerto Rico. I mean, she was against Miss Namibia before. Both are goddesses, and I told myself I would love to see her at Miss Universe, and look at her now. She's also very very competitive. Michelle, I love Michelle. I mean, she's giving a different take from her national costume, her swimsuit,
Mm.
the gown. I'm excited for her gown. It will be nice to see Philippines again back in the Miss Universe stage in the semifinalists because last year we all know. I mean, yeah, we all know what happened. South Africa. I mean, just like McCoy, I'm very, very scared of her. I mean, don't give her the microphone, please. There are also other candidates that I love and also crowd favorites. I mean, I think no one has yet brought Nepal. She's a
Mm.
huge crowd favorite in El Salvador. I also like Miss El Salvador. I am seeing her like in 2011 when Sao Paulo hosted Miss Universe, they went up to top 3. So I am feeling the same vibe that she will gain more momentum, especially tonight in the finals with all of the crowd and the support of the government. And she's been a very, very good host delegate.
Mm.
Another person that I love um, is France. She has this silent confidence. People are saying that she didn't do well during prelim, but I was thinking of a lot of candidates who didn't really impress me during prelim, such as Demi in 2017 and even Gabriela Isler in 2023. She even was like having difficulties in her evening gown. But for me, prelim is just like a show. What really happened behind the closed doors and everything. That what really counts. I will also like Trinidad and Tobago. Let's also remember that one of the judges is a former
Mm.
Miss Trinidad and Tobago winner. Same
Mm.
as for France, Iris Mitaner is there. So I think these factors might count. We just don't know what really happening behind the scenes.
Mm.
But yeah, this is a very competitive year. I'm excited. It's beautiful. I think the prestige of Miss Universe is back again, and everyone are really like celebrating this pageant.
Mm.
Right, right. Okay. Pag-usapan naman natin si Michelle. What's the chances of Michelle being the Miss Universe this year? Umpisa natin siguro kay Makoy muna.
Sa akin si Michelle June, I would say that she was one of the Asian candidates na talagang kayang umabot ng top 5. Although as you can see dun sa may prediction ko, number 6 siya. I was torn between putting her in the top 5 and Miss El Salvador. Kasi parang we cannot really um, how do you say this? Parang hindi natin matanggal yung idea na talagang ida-dominate talaga ng Latina this year ang top 10 or ang top 5. I hope that she will make it to the top 5 para at least man lang kahit papaano ma-interview siya. I know that she has a lot of things to say, especially kung talagang yung Q&A, yung question na matapat sa kanya is one of the things na very vocal siya, like autism, yung advocacy niya, yung pagiging reservist niya. But as you can see, talagang very tight ang top 5 para sa kahit na siguro kaninong prediction. Michelle could really do well in the top 5. But as we all know, balik na naman sila dun sa top 20 na swimwear and then top 5 na evening gown. So let's just see how she will ace the evening gown competition. Sa swimwear, parang wala tayong problema eh. It will be a breeze for her to make it to the top 20 and to the top 10. Pero yung top 5 kasi, we have to see how she will perform in her evening gown, especially if she will change her gown sa top 10.
Right. What's the strongest point ni Michelle aside sa swimsuit?
I think her personality eh. Parang sobrang how do you say this, bago na uli yung Philippines na parang hindi mo masyadong ramdam yung pressure sa kanya. We know na medyo para lang sa akin I don't know kung mag-agree din kayo. Parang medyo mabigat yata yung pressure nung time ni Celeste. Nung time na yon, mabigat yung pressure nun kay Rabia. Parang ito yung na-reminisce yung pagiging relax ni Beatrice nung time nung sumali siya ng Miss Universe. Parang she doesn't really care about, too much of the competition. Although we know that she's really enjoying the preliminary competition. Very, very, how do you say this? Very receptive to the fans, to how to hindi tayo tinipid niya sa mga social media videos and posts niya. So parang dun pala makita na natin na she's really enjoying the competition. The personality is really what makes, a Miss Universe. As what Uno and Doc also mentioned na ang hirap din kumuha ng top 5 or even ng top 20, just like what happened last year, na sobrang dami rin, parang 1/4 yata ng mga nakapasok sa semifinals are really surprise candidates. At nakita naman natin, although talagang pinakita naman ng Miss Universe organization yung closed door interview, this is something na hindi natin nakita. So I wouldn't say that the preliminary competition swimwear and gown will make a difference na talagang ito talaga yung papasok eh. The fact na hindi natin nakita yung closed door interview, parang wala talaga tayong idea who will make it. Let's brace ourselves for a surprise. Baka mamaya merong half dyan na talagang really talaga nakapasok siya. And I think Miss Universe naman is doing really good when it comes to choosing semifinals. Not unlike other pageants na talagang, di ba?
Right. 7 minutes na lang. Pero sige, Doc Jean, ano ang chances ni Michelle sa taong ito? And what are her strongest point? What is
I
her
think
strongest
I love that she's edgy. I love that she's redefining what it means to be beautiful with her short hair, with her own styling. I think that she's not constrained by what other people are telling her. She is her own woman. So I think that is her strongest point. I didn't put her in the top because it's just a very very competitive batch, but she can sashay her way to the top. I think that she must have done well in I have a suspicion she must have done well in the interview, and the judges who evaluated them in the swimsuit and the evening gown knew the girls before the preliminaries because of the interview. So that surely made a lot of difference. In hindsight, I would have actually wanted her to compete last year and probably Celeste this year because Michelle already had the credentials. You need to have credentials. You need to have a good story to be able to compete in Miss Universe. I would have wanted Celeste to develop that some more. She was studying real estate, uh, and I thought that would have actually added more heft to her credentials. This is just a hindsight bias.
Uno, bakit hindi nilagay ng Missosology sa number 1 si Michelle? And what would be something na pwedeng ilagay what would make her put into the number 1 spot?
I think us in Mississology, even though we are putting someone on top one, it doesn't mean that she will win. Sometimes they are saying that the candidates that we're putting in the top one, there's the Mississology course. And they would end up El Tocuyo, or sometimes they would lose. In the end, even though us Mississologists would, or pageant experts would put someone, we still don't know what will happen in in the top five. Will she choke? Will she give the best answer? But for us, sometimes even giving the best answer, suddenly there's someone who would give a winning answer. So your best girl will place like first runner up. For us with Michelle, Michelle is very, very strong, very, very good. I think this is her year, but she's competing with a lot of strong Asian candidates, especially Thailand, also Nepal, India. She's very good as well. We have Pakistan, we have Miss Singapore. So for me, I want Asians to be really, really strong this year, but we don't know because also the Latinas are very, very strong too. We also have Australia. For me, she is also growing on me. I think Michelle is better this year because I think she's more equipped. When it comes to like Celeste last year, I think what happened to Celeste, which I heard, is that her attitude. She was a bit diva. She was a bit snobbish to everyone, and it's not just what we see on stage, like performance on stage, but also the character is important. That's why Mariam Habash was not in the semis in 2016. So I think Michelle, she delivered in all aspects. So I want her to be in the top five, same as Bea. I was not expecting Bea in the top five in 2021, but she made it. So hopefully. And I love that she's representing the LGBTQ community too. So I'm cheering for Michelle.
Right. Do you think that the Philippines still considered as a strong contender sa Miss Universe despite ng mga recent na mga nangyari?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, for us, Philippines will always consider it as the Venezuela of Asia. I mean, not every year Venezuela is in the top, but Venezuela is Venezuela. And I think since 2010, we have established that the Philippines is the Philippines. And many people are angry about it. But yeah, sorry, but Filipinos are delivering.
What can you say pala sa recent developments ng Miss Universe? Like nandyan yung pagre-resign ni Paula as a president, yung nag-file ng bankruptcy, di umano ng owner ng Miss Universe. How will this affect the winnability of the Philippines? Will it affect ever?
I think on the business side, if they are thinking of someone who is bankable, this is like my issue of crowning Nicaragua. Nicaragua is beautiful, yes. They haven't won Miss Universe, but do you think Miss Universe is crowning someone who has a big resume, someone who could be booked by different businesses, like if you're crowning Philippines or Thailand? So I don't know. I mean, I was fortunate to have Milana, who is like the new Esther of Miss Universe, because I worked with them when I directed Michael Cinco in their show in Paris. I was with Arboni and them. So we were talking about all these changes. And change is good but risky. But let's see what will happen. There are things that I cannot share, definitely. But yeah, I mean, Miss Universe is Miss Universe. We survived the Trump era. We survived the many other
Yes.
regimes. So I think we're still good.
In a while, we are going to cut off na, nakikita nyo ang bagong form, or bago ba tong format ng Miss Universe na to? So top 20, swimwear, top 10, tapos evening gown, top 5 announcement, tapos interview, final questions, and crowning moment. Sige.
Last year,
year's na lang.
yeah. Last year
Sige.
was different because top 16 then cut to top 5. That was
Right.
really, really morbid. But now
Right.
this one I like. Yeah.
Yes, right. Okay, last words na lang para sa ating mga kababayan. Go ahead.
Well, all the best. May the best woman conquer the universe.
Right. And Makoy?
Sa Filipinos, so siguro masyado lang tayong pressured because of what the record of the Philippines has established, no, from 2010, from 20 from 2021. Pero syempre heartbroken tayo because of what happened to Celeste, no? Pero I think we have to be very open. Again, we have to be receptive to not just changes, pero talagang ganun ang competition eh. I mean, I don't want that to happen to Michelle, pero it's possible na it's anybody's ball game. So let's be
Anyway,
open and be happy.
sakat na kayo guys kasi mag-uumpisa na ang beauty pageant mismo. Thank you very much everyone for joining
Thank you,
us this
June.
morning. We'll see
Thank
you
you.
next year. Bye everyone.
Bye.